rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Work it in the middle, work it in the middle. Move positions, baby, move positions. Now stroke it, baby, stroke it for me, stroke it for me, stroke it for me. I'm sorry. Aaliyah, goddess, rest in peace. But this whole scene right here is giving me very Aaliyah, Bermuda, rock the boat tease, and I am here for all of it. This is Blissfully Single Being. Thank you so much. I don't know how you got to my channel, but every eyeball that is eyeballed in this video, I really do appreciate it. Before I get into this Ready to Love last episode review, thank you. Can I be serious for 1 second? Thank you. I put up 2 videos last weekend, and all week I've been responding, like we've been part of the conversations, like shout outs to everybody in Huntsville, Alabama, giving me real teas and real tea about shit going on with Martell and Mel. I appreciate you guys and I love you so much. I think Mrs. H, I've been back and forth with you for a minute, so I'm hoping that you're watching this one. But everyone else, oh my gosh, you guys give me so much life. Ready to Love. Everybody that was riding with me, thank you so much. And to the 10 Alexis likers that gave me a thumb down. And I know the people who gave me a thumbs down did not agree with my assessment of Alexis. I said what I said. Your girl is trifling. Next. All right, so seriously, thank you guys so much. Every eyeball that's looking at this, I appreciate you. I'm coming here from, I'm getting distracted by the sun and the ocean waves, but I am shooting this video from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and for work, my career involves a lot of travel. So I've started this. It's been, I think this is the 2nd or 3rd year that I've done this. It's like in December, before Christmas is full-fledged, I take some time, maybe the 1st or 2nd week. It's me time. It's me time. It's time to go away without my beautiful kids. It's time to reflect, time to gather up the strength to get through Christmas and get through another year that God has blessed me with. So this year found me in South Carolina. I gotta say, like, there's a reason why they say Southern hospitality. The people in the South are so, they're nice. They're nice. I went to the supermarket and oh my gosh, I was gonna put my stuff on the belt, and the woman who works at the supermarket was like, no, I'll do that for you. I'm like, oh child, you're gonna put my groceries on the belt? Like, oh my gosh, I'm walking through the supermarket and putting some things in. Everyone's like, do you need anything? Oh, okay, you don't need anything? All right, well, happy holidays. How are the holidays treating you? It's like, I understand why New Yorkers are so bitter and so angry. And as a New Yorker who was born and raised in Brooklyn and transplanted my ass onto suburban ass Long Island, I can understand why we're so angry, because nobody's nice. Nobody's nice. All right, so I say all this to say, I'm here chilling in South Carolina, and I wish I can freeze this day in a way to take it from 24 to 48 hours. But of course, I am not God, and I'm not in demand of time. So, all right, I gotta make it do what it do. So, child, I'm ready to love. Ready to Love. All right, we're here. Last episode of Ready to Love. I have got to say, lackluster. Lackluster. Of all of the episodes that I have reviewed, this one is the last one, which should have gone out with a bang. Went out with a, yeah, you couldn't even hear that, right? Yeah, it was not impressive. I'll get into it further, but again, I'm going to make this really quick because I was not impressed with this episode. So anyway, this episode of Ready to Love picks up where it left off, and a bitch is exhausted. I am. So, it picked up with Alexis acting like she's about to drag some motherfucking body, and I'm like, all right, girl. Sit down. You ain't dragging shit, bitch, with your carpet. But, all right, she's trying to act like she's about to drag Divine. And Divine was like, Tommy, please tell this bitch you don't want any of this. And I remember thinking last episode when I was watching, like, oh, all right, Tommy, so you're going to act like these two girls are going to go head to head and you're not trying to jump in between it. But that was my thought last week. This week, Tommy jumped in, and Tommy said, oh, no. We got to be ladies about this. We got to be ladies about this. He did not say about this shit. That's my own salt and pepper and vinegar seasoning on it. But Tommy does say we have to be classy. This is a classy show. And yes, I agree. This is not Love and Hip Hop. All right? This is not even the Atlanta Housewife where, Portia will drag a bitch for going out of line. This is not that. It's the same platform, but a different kind of MO. So Tommy jumped in and was like, no, this is not what we do. And it is not what we do. Alexis is so out of line. And I'm going to say this. All of you Alexis fans, particularly you Alexis fans that gave me the thumbs down, I am going to venture and say this. I'm going to venture and say you've always had the ugly duckling syndrome. Always. But instead of you guys being fans of the underdogs, you continue to seek validation from the pretty girl. You do. And I'm going to throw Tandy and I'm going to throw Ashima into the mix too, because looking at the beginning of this episode where they're going back and forth, I realized Divine does not have one ally in this whole situation, because while Alexis talking about she's going to drag Divine, which I don't know which world that she's going to drag Divine, I guess it's in the next world, or see you next lifetime, the next lifetime where you're a bodybuilder or some shit like that. But yeah, you ain't finna drag anybody. But I say all this to say, Alexis was completely out of order. Alexis was completely not classy and not ladylike, and that's exactly why Tommy called her out. But even with this bad behavior, I noticed that Ashima was holding Alexis's arm, like, girl, don't do that. Girl, don't do that. All right, you're going to ride for the antagonist. Because Alexis, in this situation, in this whole back and forth, was clearly the antagonist. But Ashima and Tandy were riding with her. And I'm like, all right, so Alexis is a real bitch. Alexis is a bitch who has to fight for her connection with London and fight against these other bitches that are on Alexis' side. And I'm like, Divine, I recognize you in me. I recognize myself in you. Real, recognize real. And I see that you are a mother. I see that you're a single mother. I see that you have the grit to do what it do to back these bitches down. Only, I'm going to say this, I'm so sorry for you who do not have kids into your 40s, but a woman who has children into her 40s, who is a single mom, we have the kind of wherewithal to back bitches all the way down. We have that gumption where we have a nice balance of patience and aggression to get you all the way together. And that is what Divine did. So anyway, we get to the scene. It's the backdrop for this to pick up from the other side. And I'm like, at this point, I am exhausted. Divine was like, Tommy, tell your girl she don't want none of this smoke. So they are going back and forth, and now Alexis drops what she thinks is a bomb. Well, at that rooftop, the rooftop with the ridiculously short skirt, where she looked about 2 or 3 months pregnant, and all you Alexis panty lickers, I said panty lickers, because the only way you could rifle Alexis and her shenanigans is if you want to curse, okay? Somebody told me I can't curse that much on YouTube if I want to try and make some money off of this thing. But yeah, all of you people riding for Alexis, no, please know she is out of line. And the reason why you don't know she is out of line, because you want to be accepted by her. But anyway, all of you Alexis, all right? Please understand that skirt was too short and I saw gut. I saw bubble gut. But anyway, Divine was there, Divine was her usual demeanor, laid back. Divine is non-reactive. She's strategic, she's logical, and she is non-emotional. She's not an Alexis. So, Divine was like sitting back like, whatever, girl. So then Alexis drops what she thinks is going to be a bomb, that during that rooftop event, that I guess she locked herself out of her car. There were keys that she couldn't find. London came up and offered her assistance. He paid for the towing truck to come in and to, give her keys to let her back in. Child, I'm sorry, guys. I need a new wig. But I do need a new wig. Like, I look like auntie in this wig. And, the lace. But anyway, so Alexis claims that London paid for roadside assistance for her. And then on top of paying for roadside assistance, they kissed. Alexis was like, oh, we kissed. And Alexis was playing it as something like a bomb that she would drop, that Divine would, she would see Divine's unraveling. Divine did not unravel. Divine was not unfazed. Divine is my type of bitch. Divine was like, all right, oh, cool. Oh, he kissed you? And Alexis was like, yeah, he kissed me. And yeah, his belly's fat. And yeah, he doesn't take care of himself. And yeah, Alexis dropping all this tea on London, like London is the nastiest, most obnoxious person she's ever come across. And I'm like, ladies, please tell me why we do this. Please. We can be in love with the guy, but as soon as things go south, that's when we point out every shortcoming that we think exists. Oh yes, you Alexis lovers. She went there. She said Alexis had a big ass belly. Alexis said that London had a big ass belly. Alexis says London was a horrible kisser. Alexis said London doesn't take care of himself. When she said take care of himself, I'm thinking hygienically. Like Alexis went down and smelled cheese nuts. That's all well and good, Alexis, but you still seem pressed. You still seem parched. And Divine picked up the energy that I picked up. Divine was like, oh, great. He kissed you? He kissed you, but you're still saying all these negative things about him. So, yeah, how are we supposed to look at you or take all this bullshit that you're saying? And then Alexis dropped the lines that we were waiting for all season. Yes, because the editors, I think Divine has some friends in the editing team. Because all I've been waiting for all these episodes is to hear Divine say, so you stuck your tongue down his throat and he still gave you his ass to kiss? And I will say, at first, from the outside looking in, before seeing everything that's going on, I was like, oh, Divine is being a bully because Alexis is so pretty. That was my simpleton thinking. It was. But after watching the whole season, I'm like, no. Divine was checking that hoe, and that is what exactly she did. You Alexis lovers, y'all could live in your land of delusion where everybody likes Alexis. But let me tell you something, and I know for you people who love Alexis, subtext, higher meaning is a very complicated notion, but I will say, looking at Alexis, oh yeah, she's a very pretty girl, and most guys will be gravitated towards her. But at the end of the day, Alexis did not end up with someone that she picked. Alexis ended up with someone that she settled for. Let that sink in. So thankfully, Tommy ended this whole back and forth because, quite frankly, I am over it, and I am way over Alexis. So Tommy lets everyone know that instead of 3 couples, there are going to be 4 couples. This is where I'm like, no, I don't like it. All right, you said there were going to be 3 couples. So 1 couple should have been eliminated. And the fact that you did not eliminate 1 couple, that shit was weak. It was weak and it was safe, and I don't like weak and I don't like safe. So, Own, Ready to Love people, do better. So it's family time. Now you got to meet a family because you know the family is the biggest test of it's the biggest test. You got to get in with the family, the mothers, the cousins, the fathers, the aunties to see if that compatibility is there. So Tommy lets them know what it is. Tommy says instead of the 3 couples, they're going to be 4. Again, whack, whack, wiki, 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 whack. So before they get in with the families, Divine meets with London. And, you know, Divine drops the 411 with everything going on. Divine was like, Alexis says, Divine was walking London through the story. Well, what happened after they get together? Because, you know, Alexis says, well, what happened? And London was like, oh, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Divine was like, you didn't kiss her? Because she says that you kissed her and offered roadside assistance. And Linda was like, oh, what? What? So I'm going to pause here and say, all my subscribers, all my beanie pies, drop down in the comment box. Do you think London is lying? Oh, shit. I am not going back 15 minutes to redo this whole shit, so I'm going to have to figure out how to edit that. But, all right, so do you think that London is lying? Or do you think that Alexis is lying? Because I was torn. On one end, I'm like, London seems like play vibes, and I will not put that beneath London to offer the roadside assistance or pay for it and kiss Alexis to see where things are going, only because London was very much drawn to like Alexis, and I'd be lying if I say he was not. But at the same time, every Alexis liker and bridge panty sniffer, please do not act like Alexis does not have the seeds to be a mother effing liar, because she does. So I was torn, like by London's reaction to Divine. I could not tell. I can't call it. Help me out, guys. I can't call it. But of course, London's going to deny. And then Divine asks London about the 3-way call. And London's like, I do not know where she is getting this stuff from. And then you shoot over to the confessional where London was very valid. London was like, yeah, I don't know where she's getting this stuff from. But at the end of the day, I moved on. Shouldn't you be moving on with Brent? And I was like, yes. Alexis should be moving on with Brett. And again, early in the episode when they were going back and forth in that exhausting exchange, Divine said the same thing. You must have said Brent's name 1 time. London's name, you dropped 11 times. So, girl, what's going on? For all you Alexis fans that think she was not interested in London and London ran the other direction, what your homegirl is showing me does not align with the fairy tale that you're making up in your mind. Because what I'm seeing is that London looked at the crazy that Alexis is and was like, And although Alexis says that she's going with Brent because Brent shows her that he wants her and everything, but she was mighty parched. She thirsty. Alexis stayed thirsty for that fat, hygienically unsound London as per her narrative. So, okay, thankfully, this whole shit is done. Divine went on a date with London, and whatever London told Divine, she was satisfied with it. But I'm like, Divine, Divine, girl, I love you, and I love your laid back. I love that vibe, but I'm not sure you can take London at face value. So, whatever. So it's now time for the beautiful women to meet the guys' family. So first up, we have Alexis, who meets Brent's mom. And I have to say, Brent's mom is very pretty. She's a pretty little thing. Not only is she pretty, Brent looks just like his mom. It's it's a very nice dynamic. So they get together or whatever. They're eating, and Brent's mom was like, oh, you look so nice. She does. I love when we like to judge people upon the first meeting. You can't get a sense of who a person is when you meet them for the first time. It's the experience. It is. It's the experience. It's who you are, the experience that we've been through, how you reacted with an A, B, C moment. So I'm like, all right. Brent's mom talking about Alexis looks so nice is a little bit premature. And I feel like after she's seen the season, her whole stance would have changed. But all right, we'll go for it. So then Brent's mom, they're eating, they're talking, they're getting to know each other. And then Brent's mom asks about the camping trip. Out of nowhere, you asked about the camping trip? Or did a producer whisper in your ear, ask, listen, hear your notes. All right, ask Alexis about the camping trip. I was like, all right, ready to love and own. And nephew Tommy, all right, we'll buy. So she asked that question. I'm like, all right, that was so fake, but all right, we'll go with it. And then, Alexis goes into how she went there and she thought everything was square. FYI, I knew you guys see the lace and I'm doing this to hide it, but hopefully you guys will focus on this commentary than the ill-fitting wig. But anyway, so, Alexis goes into how she went into the camping trip thinking she was connected with someone fair and square. I'm like, Alexis lovers and panty sniffers. How does that make any sense? Because if I was in Alexis's position, and if I had half a brain, and if I knew how to play the game, when Brent's mama asked me about the camping trip, I would have said, and this is what I left it to, that camping trip showed me how much I love your son. That camping trip showed me that your son is he's the only man for me. Instead, she went to this diatribe about London, and that was not the man that she chose. And then that wasn't lost on Brent. Brent was like, all right, here she goes. She's talking to my mama and she's bringing up London. I feel like I'm on the outside looking in. Brent, because you are on the outside looking in. Brent, all right. Because I feel like you don't know what your role is in Alexis's life. You are the safe guy. You're the safe ninja. You are the ninja that pursued her no matter what. And when I say no matter what, it was an episode and a half because Owen, stop fucking with me with this bullshit. You gave Alexis exactly what she needed. Complete attention. I want you. Brent said to Divine, you know what? There was something there, but you know what? I'm riding with Alexis. London, on the other hand, play on. London didn't give her all that. London was like, all right, you cute and whatever, but I still feel that there's some kind of connection with Divine. So that's that. So anyway, that date or meet the family is wrapped up or whatever. So now Tandy meets with Mario's mom. Let's get 2 seconds to appreciate the ghetto fab that is Miss Betty. That's Miss Betty, right? So, yeah, Miss Betty. So, Tandy's meeting up with Mario's mom, Miss Betty, with the wig and the eyeglasses. You giving me early 2000 tease, and I am here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. It was the mom, and it was the cousin with the 1990s doobie. Bumper curl, yeah, I was certainly, it took me back. I just didn't know anybody was rocking those hairstyles in the 2018s and 19s, but all right, it's whatever. And then Tani meets with the daughter, which let me take 2 seconds. I don't know. I got 2 sons, I'm single, and eventually my kids are gonna have to meet with a guy who will be significant in my life if he happens to come through. I don't know if I'm going to put Simon. Simon is my 13-year-old, and I don't know if I'm going to put Simon on screen. First of all, my oldest son is a little boy with very few words, but I don't know if I'm going to feel that comfortable. Like, if I do date someone that I feel like will be a permanent fixture in my life, I'm going to have to ease into the process. Putting Simon on camera, child, no. Simon is not about that life. So I was it was 50-50 about whether it was a good choice for Mario to put his daughter in the episode. But I will say, Mario, your daughter is like grown. Like 16 or 17 years old, 16 or 17 years old, 16 or 17 years old. Sorry, it's the mimosas. They put blueberry vodka in it, so sorry. But I was like, okay, yeah, all right. So, Tanya comes in, and, the mother's chilling. Miss Betty's chilling with her eyeglasses and wig. And the cousin with the bumper curl goes right in. Do you believe in submission? Submission. In the day that we're living in, submission is a very sensitive word. Submission means, depending on the woman, submission may be do everything the guy says and don't question. Which, when Tanya was like, I can understand. It was a weird question, and I don't feel like that question was tactfully put together. So I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. So I feel like Tanya did her best. Tanya was like, well, I feel like we both need to submit. And Bumper Car was like, oh, I don't know if the Bible says that. You see that? Listen, I am born and raised in the Pentecostal faith. I am a Christian through and through. Despite how many curse words I say, despite my imperfection, at the end of the day, I have a relationship with Christ where every night I can say, God, I am doing the best I can. Jesus, helping me out. So what's tripping me is that you're laughing, you're balking, you're thinking, oh, does the Bible say that? But girl, read the chapter. The Bible does say that, because where Peter is talking, it's Peter, all right? Not Peter, no, I'm sorry. Paul, sorry. Where Paul is talking about submission and a wife's duty, Paul is also talking about a husband and a husband's duty. So Paul says, wives, submit to your husbands, but at the same time, Paul says, husbands, submit to your wives when it comes to certain obligations. So yes, submission is a two-way street. The fact that Mario's cousin will balk, oh Jesus, that's what the Bible says, child. You're looking at a set of rules to try and condemn Tandy. And I'm like, oh, Tandy, if I was you, I would be very worried. But Tandy talked around it or whatever. And they went into, have you seen Mario's dark side? Have you seen his temper? And I'm like, as a woman who came from a situation where my children's father was, he was not a little bit, he was very controlling, very controlling. If I didn't answer the way that he wanted, it was a problem. If I didn't think the way that he wanted to think, it was a problem. If I said I was going to do something for my family, which I did, and he was like, don't do that for your family anymore, and I didn't listen and not do it for my family, it was a problem. But at the same time, listen, there is no ring on my finger, but you want me to follow you into absolution? Get the hell out of here. So that back and forth exchange, I was like, Tandy, I think you should be a little bit worried, because you look like a free spirit. You look like a IDGAF type chick that can't be controlled or who will not want to be submissive. So I'm like, girl, you sure this is what you want? And then Mario looks over at Tandy and was like, ask them if I'm controlling. All right, Ike. All right, Ike Turner. The fact that you would turn to Tandy and give Tandy the directive to ask your family if you are controlling are seeds of control. Ooh, Tandy, I mean, I know you think Mario was what it is, and I do feel the connection. You guys do connect, and I feel you guys are well suited for each other. You should be very tiny. You should be very worried. But I'm going to say all that. But anyway, everything ends, it ends on a good note. And Miss Betty, let me know where you got that wig from. That wig is over the top and everything that I need in my life, because I need to replace all this. I look like an old lady and the lace is showing. So, yeah. I'll DM you, girl. So, anyway, Divine meets with London's parents. All right, the episode was not that robust, so I got to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. Divine meets with London's parents, and I will say looking at London's parents are so distinguished. Like they look like good people. First of all, it's a two-parent household. You saw London's mother and father, and I've always said that too. And that's a mistake that I made, because as a woman coming from a single-parent household, I will do everything that I can to make things work. Men are a little bit different. Men coming from a one-parent household, they'll have their shortcomings, they will have their flaws, but I feel like they won't do anything to fix those flaws because they feel entitled. They feel like society owes them something, so they can move as fuckboys, and we as women have to pick up the slack. You know what I mean? So I always thought, if I meet a man and the man is raised with his mother and father, he's a gold nugget. He's he's the type of guy that whatever happens, I'm gonna have to clothesline a chick to be with him. So as much as like I do not trust London, I don't. I think London's a fuckboy, and I think London's a player, and he's an ex-football player with an ego. So yeah, if he could have gone in between London, Divine and Alexis as long as he could, he would have. But I will say, looking at London's parents, damn, you come from good stock. They were so laid back and easy, and then London comes in, and the vibe was so easy. You know, London was cooking. London, you cook? Mm-hmm. A man that cooks is my soft spot. London cooks, you know, Cornish hens or chicken. I think it's chicken, because Cornish eggs are smaller and they're by person. So, all right, there's music, so I hope you guys still hear me. So anyway, you know, London cooks, there's string on the chicken. London's mama was like, child, what you know with the string on the chicken? Everyone's joking about it, and then they're laughing, and then, okay, Divine fits right in. Divine understands the flow. Divine is like, and that's something I've always appreciated about Divine, is her flirty energy, and I like that about her. And Divine's flirty energy flowed in with this episode, and it's like she was right at home. And then there was a scene where London's mom looked over and said, listen, while they were laughing, this is who we are. Like, we're not complicated people. This is who we are. Listen, I look, sitting in Divine's seat, I would be like, all right, I gotta do what I gotta do. You come from good stock, and despite the fact that you have not committed at 40-something years old, I feel like there's a platform that I can build on. So, you know, Divine drops the bomb that, you know, she's trying to have a little baby, a little Paris. And I will say about that, I'm 41. Divine is 44 years old. At 41, I have 2 kids. I could not. I will not have another child. So if I see a future with somebody else, you would have had to have at least 1 child, so that you wouldn't have the expectations I'm popping another little Paris out, because I'm not doing it. But, you know, Divine lets the parents know that, oh, yeah, she with it. So I compare that scene with Mario and Tanti's scene. Divine and London scene with the parents was a lot more, it flowed a little bit better. It did. So Tommy meets with Ashima. You know, because Ashima, because Darren had to rush off to tend to his father that had a heart attack. So, you know, Tommy asks all the right questions. Do you think he's the soulmate? And Ashima says, when I look at Darren, I see someone that I can be committed to. All right, fine, great. So now the men meet with the women's family, and it was all right. Like, I'm not going to go into detail about how the interaction was with the women, with the guys' families, because it was really unremarkable. It was. Yeah, I have nothing to say about that. All right, moving forward, you know, Tommy does this dramatic, you know, intake, or not intake, recap of the whole episodes, and we still see all the golden oldies, and we see where, you know, the season started to where we are now with the 4 couples. And this is where it went flat. Because you producers are not slick at all. I wanted a twist. I wanted something that made me say, oh, And I didn't get that. So the first couple to meet up were Mario and Tandy. Tandy walked in with the black cat suit and that shape looking all right with me. And word to Jan. Tandy looked very good. And you know, Tandy and Mario talked, and nothing made me doubt that Mario and Tandy would be one of the top 3 couples. But I will say, they have fundamental differences, but what I like about Tandy is like she's willing to make it work. Like let's make it work and see where we go. And yeah, I'm with it. But I will say, as a woman who came from a relationship where there was a lot of fist fighting, and there was a power control. Like I was trying to be the boss because I felt like I was more intelligent. He was trying to be the boss because his insecurities were trying to dictate that he was more intelligent. I'm not trying to go back there. Maybe Tandy has a higher tolerance for that bullshit because she doesn't have any kids, but I see that as a red flag. But at the same time, I feel like Tandy and Mario love each other enough to make it work. And all right, I'm here with it. London and Divine. All right, London shows up with his flowers, and Divine is there with that little, it wasn't a bodysuit, it was a really cute dress that hugged her figure everywhere it needed to hug. Divine, I tried to find you on Twitter. I could not. Girl, hit me up. I want to know your workout plan, all right, and your hydration plan, because your skin is mad smooth, you know? So anyway, they meet up or whatever, and there's a little bit of a back and forth, and Divine was like, well, a little birdie did speak in my ear. And the little birdie she came out my insecurities. Like, I may not be able to trust you, or I really am not your number one. And I was like, oh! I was watching the show with somebody who was like, oh! Divine is gonna dead him. And Divine was like, but, you know, I'm riding with you. Mm-mm. And Divine kissed him and gave London the soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do. You know, Divine gave London that Faith Evans kiss like, bitch, finally. And then last was Alexis and Divine. You know, all right, y'all, on producers, you are like trying it, because it was this over dramatic. Alexis is by the, you know, what's that? Not the steering wheel, the carnival wheel. Whatever, the wheel where you sit in. I can't think of it. I've had a mini mimosa. But I'm like, you know, they tried to make it seem so dramatic. Like Brent would not show up. Brent is gonna show up. Brent is puss. Brent wants a pretty girl. Brent wants a girl. Brent wants a winner at the end of the day. And then Brent finally shows up with his 7-Eleven convenience store rolls. Like, Brent, I don't give a fuck what you say, Brent. Brent, I feel like you're reading Alexis's bullshit the way we are reading Alexis's bullshit, but because you did not go to Edible Arrangements for that shit. You went to the nearest 7-Eleven or convenience store to get that raggedy ass single rose to give to Alexis. So Alexis is like, oh my God. Alexis is like, Brent, you chose wisely. And he said, you Alexis panty lickers who can't see her pride or her superiority complex. The fact that she said to Brent, you chose wisely. Did Brent choose wisely, Alexis? Or did you settle wisely? Batch. So anyway, in a very unremarkable scene, Brent presents Alexis with the raggedy ass flower, the one rose, and then same thing. The way Alexis was talking to Brent, Alexis does not like Brent like that. Alexis just wanted to be the top 3, and I'm pretty sure as soon as director said, like, Brent, I don't think this is working out. So, all right, that's it. It was 40 minutes. I'm so sorry. But that was the episode or the season of Ready to Love. Tandy and Mario, 50-50. 50-50. Divine and London. Divine, I would have never given London a chance. Divine's a player. And if Alexis would have given Divine the room and opportunity to keep going back and forth between you two. Divine is a typical black woman story. As black women, we'll be a ride or die. And shout out to one of my subbies, one of my beanie pies, that commented that being a ride or die is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's the black woman's narrative. It's, I'll put up with this bullshit. I'll do everything. I'll do A to Z, hoping at the end of the day you will pick me. But I wasn't your first. That's Divine and London's narrative, and I'm not here for it. I really would have wished that Divine was like, thank you, but I'm good, love, enjoy. She didn't do that, but yeah, whatever. They're not gonna be together past 2 weeks on this bullshit. So, okay, Alexis and Brent, go to bed. I have no more words. Go to bed. So. That's it. If I was entertaining, if I was insightful, if I was objective, please like, comment, and subscribe. All right, I'm done with this review and I'm about to enjoy this South Carolina weather. Listen, before I go, I write resumes. Hit me up if you need me to look at your resume. I'll give you a free resume evaluation to let you know what I can do to hook you up. Join the conversation. Follow me on Instagram at BeansFarizi. Follow me on Twitter at BeansFarizi. And listen, I love every eyeball that eyeballed this video. Thank you. I love you guys. Bye. Oh, damn.